Right now on Up with KREM, Carmilla Conroy and Michael Baumgartner square off in KREM 2's 5th Congressional District debate.
It's important that we restore that trust. What I would like to see be done, if it could be done, was to return to same-day voting.
In order to do so, they're going to have to get an identification of a particular type. This is voter suppression.
This morning, hear from both candidates on local key issues.
Hundreds of ballots still missing in Whitman County. Now the county auditor turned detective is tracking them down.
It's a rainy Halloween for Spokane, but most of the rain is falling this morning. I'll show you how much or little could linger for the trick-or-treaters tonight.
And today is day 2 of Construction Career Days here at the Spokane County Fair and Expo Center. We've got live reports for you throughout the morning and talking about how kids can find a future in construction.
Up with KREM begins now.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Halloween. Welcome to Up with KREM. I'm Tim Pham.
And I'm Channing Curtis. And on this Halloween, meteorologist Thomas Patrick is telling us, well, at least we're going to have to keep these umbrellas around for a little while. But if you have a cool costume, you know, the umbrella won't mess it up.
You know who has a cool costume is Thomas Patrick. Thomas, you look just like a real weatherman.
Stole my joke from the commercial break.
He made that joke in the commercial break.
He sure did. Actually, a few people were telling me that they're saving their costumes for later because they didn't want to get them wet this morning. And honestly, that's a pretty good idea as well. If it's something that's maybe a little bit more fuzzy on the outside, you don't want to get it too wet this morning because that rain is solid. It is not moving very fast. So we still have several more hours worth of rain here in Spokane and most of Eastern Washington and North Idaho to go. So the morning hours will absolutely be wet. Hopefully should be trickling away by this evening.
All right, if you're heading out on your commute right now, we're taking a live look at I-90 and Freya. You can tell at least this portion of I-90 looking pretty slick there with all that rainfall we've received so far this morning, but still no major traffic concerns to report on, thankfully. We'll keep an eye out on the traffic situation for you all throughout the morning and let you know if anything changes. Well, tomorrow you can start using your studded tires on cars in Washington State. WashDOT says even though there isn't any snow out there really yet, drivers do want to start thinking about getting their cars ready for the winter. In the meantime, though, in Idaho and in Montana, you can already use those studded tires.
At KREM 2 News, we are committed to bringing you more to every story. It's why we hosted a debate between 5th Congressional District candidates Carmilla Conroy and Michael Baumgartner last night.
So that debate marked the 6th time that they've actually debated each other.
We covered a wide range of topics impacting voters, including how each of them would work with local tribes. Conroy spoke about having an opportunity to learn from tribes.
Working with the tribes, making sure that we meet our sovereign treaty obligations, including by finding ways to improve the Snake River dams to ensure that salmon runs can be reestablished and be made sustainable. That's an important federal investment, and I would look forward to being able to work with sovereign nations in our district to be able to make that happen.
Baumgartner says he has experience working with Northwest tribes, and access to health care is an important issue.
We've seen disproportionate burdens on in lower healthcare outcomes in some tribal areas, and that's a very important role for Congress to work on to make sure that there's doctors in those areas as well too.
We also asked the candidates about wildfires in the inland Northwest.
Both candidates were asked how they would want Congress to support affected areas like other natural disasters.
Well, the first thing that Congress needs to do is to claw back some of its regulatory authority from the executive branch and make sure that it's Congress passing laws about what can happen for forest health and not just the executive branch. We do have a really increased fuel load in our Washington State Northwest forests, and we have many folks eager to go to work to harvest that timber, thin out those forests, and reduce the fire danger. So I would prefer to have less fires and work on that issue in addition to working to the response.
The executive branch can't undertake work that the Congress has not authorized and applied money to in order to solve the problem. So if FEMA's not granted the authority to deal with wildfires the way it's granted the authority to deal with hurricanes and floods, then of course FEMA can't take action. So yes, I absolutely would amend FEMA's authorizing authority so that they too could address wildfires as quickly as possible.
Now, this is just a small portion of the debate. In our next half hour on Up with KREM, we will hear the candidates voice their opinions about abortion access.
For the full debate, just head on over to KREM 2+. We also have an elections guide special streaming now on KREM 2+. It's free to download on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV.